I know I am feeling good. Had a long day at work, but it's all right though. It's good. It's good to get a good day's working. It's good to have that feeling that you worked. And that you actually did something with your day, and that day had meaning. And so I do think that it shapes your character when you are a hard working person. You know, just know that our work isn't what should be getting our full time. It should be God. So what I've been reading lately has been I've been reading Isaiah. I've been reading going back to the Old Testament because I went through reading the Gospels for a good portion of time, just studying, and I'm always gonna be going back to the Gospels. I always love reading the Gospels, but I wanted to read it through like again, and thoroughly, and really examining what God is saying. And one thing you'll notice um, when you're reading the Gospel, especially if you have read the Bible in order, or you were reading the Old Testament before you went to the Gospels. I think Malachi is the last chapter of the Old Testament. But anyway, a lot, when Jesus is speaking, a lot of the time he is referencing the prophets and the words that were already written. And so to really understand the gravity of why Jesus came, not just, obviously it's his words, but a lot of the words he quotes are from the prophets like Isaiah, Jeremiah, and you see just how instrumental God has been from the beginning of time to leading to this point where Jesus came, and it adds even more meaning and value to who he truly is and who he is for us, you know, and to understand the nature of why Christ came is to also simultaneously understand the nature of who he is to us as Lord. But I'll read a little bit of what I've been reading in Isaiah. I really think that I'll urge all of y'all to be reading the prophets. When you look at Isaiah and you look at Jeremiah, you get a clear picture of God's true nature, because through the prophets, this is God's word. This is God speaking. This is God telling us what he expects of us and how he judges the nation, how he examines our character. Now, I'll read you a little bit of God's judgment. Now, this is Isaiah chapter 2, verse 6. I'll start at. It says, "Therefore thou hast forsaken thy people, the house of Jacob, because they be replenished from the east, and are soothsayers like the Philistines, and they please themselves in the children of strangers." He's talking about idolatry. A lot of what we have going on in this world is idolatry. "Their land also is full of silver and gold, neither is there any end of their treasures." Now, what God is saying here is that there is this insatiable appetite in the nation for material things. It says there are no end to their treasures, meaning that they have no appetite that is fulfilled. When their heart is centered on treasure, there is no end to it. And this is what Ecclesiastes tells us too, King Solomon. And so it says, and there is no end, there is no end to their treasures. Their land is full of horses, neither is there any end of their chariots. Their land is full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands, that which their own fingers have made. Now, if you go back to Romans, Romans talks a little bit about, now I don't remember the chapter off the top of my head, but it was talking about how man took the uncorruptible image of